Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm going to run through the fragrances I wore and enjoyed the most in the month of September. If you'd like to see what they are, do keep watching. First up, we have LVEB Soleil Cristal from Lancôme. This has been in my collection for 3 to 4 years and I adore it. I think there's only kind of a narrow window in the year when I wear Soleil Cristal, and that's spring, and it's spring here in Australia at the moment, because even though it is very much sunshine in a bottle, it's heavy, as you know, most of the LVEBs are. But as the weather starts to warm up, I definitely feel in the mood for this. It's citrus, coconut, vanilla, patchouli. That's mostly what I get. I think there might be some yellow florals in here as well, but it is, and there's orange blossom, which you do get. But yeah, it is warm, honeyed, quite thick, heavenly. I love this bottle. I love how it smells, and I love that it lasts all day on the skin. And some of the citrus fruitiness stays well into the dry downs. So this is happy, it's bold, it's ever so slightly syrupy. LVEB Soleil Cristal from Lancôme, a favorite of mine. Recently, I picked up Sunflowers from Elizabeth Arden. Let me just pull it up here. This is such an oldie and such a goodie. Again, this is sunshine in a bottle. It's very fruity. I think I put it on my hand earlier. Yes, it's more sunshiny fruits. There's peach in here. What else have we got? There's melon, I think. Yes, peach, melon, orange blossom, lemon, mandarin, bergamot, Brazilian rosewood, and that's just the top notes. Even though there's a bunch of notes in here, this doesn't wear heavily sunflowers. It does last reasonably well on the skin. I get 5 to 6 hours on skin when I spray quite liberally, but it's not a big projector. But it does bring to mind sunflowers for sure, but to me, it's mostly fruity, and there's osmanthus in here, which, you know, is a warm kind of honeyed kind of floral. I've been enjoying this, and I didn't own it previously. It's been around for decades, and I think it is quite the hidden gem, because even though it doesn't smell like anything terribly refined or expensive, it's pleasing. It's pleasing. And for spring and even warmer weather, I think this is a great one. This works for work, and it works casually during the day. Very happy, very uplifting. That is Sunflowers from Elizabeth Arden. More sunshine in a bottle, and I've talked about this one a lot, so I won't go on and on, is Oud Orchid from Mancera. I wore this a lot in the month of September. I wore it to work, I wore it during the day casually, and I've worn it away for weekends away, a weekend away. Again, this is delicious and reminiscent of sunny days. There's coconut in here, there's vanilla, I get a real light vanilla ambery quality, and there's lots of fruits. I've said before, it reminds me of the juice from a fruit salad. This works beautifully as the weather warms up. It really projects off the skin. When I wore it to work earlier in the month, I was a little bit concerned it would be too much, but I actually received compliments from Oud Orchid, like quite significant compliments, like it smells beautiful in here and all of that kind of thing. My partner really likes this. I think he picks up a lot on the coconut and the sweetness. I don't find it too sweet. Oud Orchid from Mancera to me is underrated in the Mancera lineup. And when I wore it to work, it lasted all day. Like I could smell it on myself for 10 hours. When I wore it on a weekend away in the warmer weather, it was less. It was 4 to 6 hours. But this is one of my favorites, one of my most worn fragrances. That's Oud Orchid from Mancera. Volupté from Oscar de la Renta. I love this, and I wore it several times in the month of September. Again, to me, it screams spring. It is very much a powdery yellow floral fragrance. First and foremost, it has a ton of notes. There must be 25 notes here, but I mostly get powdery yellow florals, primarily mimosa, but there's also ylang in here. There's narcissus. There's so many different florals in here. There's lily of the valley, there's tuberose in the base, there's patchouli in here. But yeah, it's kind of a delicious powdery yellow floral fragrance. And I would say it's an EDT, but it lasts easily 6 hours on the skin. Is it a bit too classic smelling? I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's not. For me, it's not. When I'm in the mood for this, I absolutely love it. I don't find it too retro or too classic, but I suspect the way the florals are done, some people may find it so. But again, this is very affordable. And I would say with Volupté, this smells gorgeous. This smells refined and intriguing. So something like sunflowers, I think it's good value for what you pay for it. This is just good value. I really, really enjoy it. It's not one I'd wear in the hottest of weather, but springtime, even of an evening, I find this works, just the way the florals are done. I enjoy it a lot. That's Volupté from Oscar de la Renta. I have one here from Zara. This is Golden Decade Winter. Now, I am no Zara fragrance aficionado by any means, but this month I was in Zara with my niece. We were looking for clothes for her. She wanted to look for some stuff to wear to work, and we smelled all the fragrances that we could get our hands on as well. And both of us decided Golden Decade Winter was our favorite. Both of us thought that. Now, this, I believe, is Zara's take, or one of their takes on Libra. And absolutely, when I didn't instantly think of Libra, but when I learned that, I totally get it. This to me is more citrus and it's fresher. It's not as heavy as Libra. Yeah, I find this really quite addictive and lovely. Yeah, I'd be very keen to know what your favorite Zara fragrances are, because I didn't think I liked any until my niece and I really tried a lot of them. There's another one there that'd be wonderful for winter. I think it's called, is it Coffee Gourmand? If you like a realistic but also quite sweet coffee fragrance, I can recommend Coffee Gourmand. I might have to get that by the time winter rolls around here again. But back to Golden Decade Winter. It is citruses at the top, tangerine, bergamot. There's a ton of florals in the middle, orange blossom, jasmine, lavender, incense. And the base, vanilla, amber, vetiver, tonka, and musk. To me, this is an amber fragrance with citrus, and I'm a fan. The lavender is not super prominent. I'd say less so than in the Libra line. I've not smelled Libra EDT, but I'm wondering if Golden Decade Winter is closest to that one. But yes, I could see myself wearing this one 3/4 of the year. Very nice. It's classy, as is Libra. And yeah, it's kind of fresh and enlivening. I think I would wear this more than Libra because it is not as heavy to me, but I'll have to get my nose on Libra EDT. But we had such fun that day, and both of us came away with, my niece and I that is, with Golden Decade Winter from Zara. Of an evening, I have been wearing Lovely Lights from Sarah Jessica Parker quite a lot. It really is very beautiful. It's more low-key than any of these others. It's close to being a skin scent for most of its wear. Very beautiful. Musky and white florals. The white florals I get in here remind me a little bit of Pure Poison. Pure Poison is much, much stronger. I don't own Pure Poison. I like it a lot. But from what I remember when I've tested it, there's something about how the white florals are done in that, the combination, that puts me in mind of the white florals here. But that's just an impression. So here we've got, this is Lovely Lights by Sarah Jessica Parker. We've got Neroli, Honeysuckle, Mandarin in the top, Gardenia, Cashmere, and Jasmine in the middle, Musk, Amber, Sandalwood in the base. Yes, but if you like those really kind of clean white florals, and it is reminiscent to me of a toned down, less projecting Pure Poison by Dior, the florals. It's really good. It's very restful, very feminine. It's not super powdery. I've got another one coming up that's the queen of all powdery fragrances. This one's not super powdery. So elegant, so interesting. I've said before, the musk in here reminds me of the musk in Jovan White Musk, and also a bit like the musks in Katy Perry's Indie. If you like musky white floral fragrances, you must try Lovely Lights from Sarah Jessica Parker if you get the chance, because again, it's a hidden gem in my opinion. Lovely Lights. To me, the queen of the feminine powdery fragrances is Narciso Poudrée, and I wore this heaps, and I'm still wearing it of an evening in September. Oh, I think in terms of powdery, musky fragrances, in the baby powder, kind of slightly candied direction, slightly candied. You can't beat this. You cannot beat this. Not for the hot weather by any means. I feel like this has been in my collection for, again, 3 to 4 years. I tend to not wear it at all when the weather's warm and hot, but it's so beautiful. Jasmine, Bulgarian Rose, Orange Blossom at the top. You definitely get sweet florals, rose. I don't necessarily get the Orange Blossom, although I think you do. It's very floral, but the florals are whipped up in clouds of powdery musk. Musk in the center, coumarin, cedar, vetiver, and patchouli in the base. I think this is a bit of a masterpiece. Would you agree? For what it is, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but in terms of ultra feminine, ultra powdery, musky fragrance, Poudrée by Narciso Rodriguez, to me, it's a classic. It's just a classic. I love it. I fall asleep very happy when I'm surrounded by a Poudrée cloud of fragrance. Lasts reasonably well. I reckon it lasts 6 hours on the skin, and it doesn't project. It tones down to a skin scent after an hour or two. But yes, I like this one. And I adore these cube bottles. The longer I have the cubes in my collection, the more I just appreciate the look and the feel of these bottles as well. That's Poudrée from Narciso Rodriguez. September had quite a bit of Narciso Rodriguez. This one is Musc Noir for Her, which I recently brought back into my collection. I went through a big bottle of this maybe 2 years ago, and I needed to have it back. So I got it again in this cooler season, but I've been wearing it a lot in the month of September. I wore it as my scent of the day today, and I love it. It is more translucent, just like how it looks, compared to Poudrée also from Narciso Rodriguez. This one, yeah, there's something translucent about it. I'm going to spray a little more while we're here. It's fruitier. There's plum in here. There is iris in here, and there's suede, and there's musk. Again, I think this one's a masterpiece too. Ultra feminine and less in your face for sure than Poudrée. This one is very sophisticated to me and very, very versatile. I wear this a lot in the evening when it's cooler, but I think it's also a very elegant daytime scent for much of the year, not in the high heat, because it's got that suede in there, which you know gives it a coziness that doesn't work in the high heat. But yeah, this one was I brought this one back into my collection, and I think I'll always have it in my collection. And just to be clear, this is Musc Noir for Her, not the rose. I much prefer the original Musc Noir for Her over Musc Noir for Her Rose. This is my girl. Like it a lot, from Narciso Rodriguez. Friends, they are the fragrances that I've been wearing and loving the most in the month of September. Do tell me, which fragrances have you been really enjoying in the month of September? Thank you so much for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.